Hi guys, so we have a new video series where I'll be discussing all the previous CAT questions, like the pretty old ones, starting with the algebra section. And if you like my work, you can check out my course in the description where I've explained all these concepts and shortcuts in detail. So let's begin. This is the first question from CAT 1994. You can pause the video and try it out. And you can basically pause the video before every question and try it out before you look at the solution. All right, so it's given that a plus b plus c is 0 and a and b and c are not equal. Then what is the value of this expression? Now, I'm still looking at the formal way of solving the question, but in the meantime, we have a quick shortcut to particularly solve this question. When a, b, c are not equal and the sum is equal to 0, so we can take values of a, b, and c which satisfy this relation. For simplicity, I'm taking a as 1, b as -1, and c is equal to 0. Now, when you add these three numbers, you will land up with a 0, right? And now we substitute these values of a, b, and c in this particular expression to get the answer. So in place of a, I'm going to put 1. So the first term will be 1 square divided by, in the denominator, twice of 1 square plus b into c will be -1 into 0. All right. The second term will be plus b is -1. So -1 square divided by 2b square, twice of -1 square, plus a into c is 1 into 0. All right. Plus the last term is c square or 0 square upon 2 into 0 square plus a into b is 1 into -1. So the first term will now become 1 square in the numerator, it is 1. Denominator will have 2 into 1 square, that's 2 into 1 or 2. And 2 plus -1 into 0, this part will be 0 only. So we have 2 plus 0 in the denominator, it is simply 2. So the first term is 1 by 2. Plus the second term has -1 square in the numerator. -1 square is 1 only. And denominator has 2 into -1 square. So -1 square would be 1. 2 into 1 would be 2 only. Plus 1 into 0 is 0. So the second term is also 1 upon 2 plus 0. So I'll write plus 1 upon 2. Plus the last term would be 0 square in the numerator. It is 0 only. Upon 2 into 0 square is 0. Plus 1 into -1 is -1. So last term is 0 upon 0 plus -1 is -1 only. So the last term is actually 0 upon -1. 0 upon any non-zero number is always 0. So my final answer is half plus 0 or 1. And that is very clearly your B option, right? Pretty straightforward question. That's how you solve it. All right. So if one root of x square plus bx plus 12 is equal to 0 is 4, while the equation x square plus bx plus q is 0 has equal roots, then the value of q is. All right. Pretty straightforward question. If one root of this quadratic equation is 4, guys, we know that for any quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c is 0. The product of the roots alpha and beta is always the constant term c divided by the coefficient of x square, that is a. Now, in this equation, guys, the constant term c is 12 and the coefficient of x square is 1. So product of roots alpha and beta is 12 by 1. And we have been given one of the roots as 4. So put one of the roots as 4. We will get 4 into the other root is 12 by 1. Or from here, the other root is 12 by 4, which is 3. Now, for this same quadratic equation, we know that sum of the roots is always equal to minus b by a. So b here is equal to p. Minus p upon a is the coefficient of x square. Here it is 1. So for this same quadratic equation, sum of the roots is minus p by 1. But now we know both the roots. They are 4 and 3. So sum of the roots 4 plus 3 is 7. It is equal to minus p. If 7 is minus p, I'll get the value of p as equal to -7. So that means our second equation is of the form x square minus 7x plus q is equal to 0. Now the question says this equation has equal roots. Whenever any equation has equal roots, it's b square minus 4ac or discriminant is always equal to 0. Now for this quadratic equation, a is 1, b is -7, and c is q only. So b square minus 4ac would be -7 square minus 4 into 1 into q. And this we know should be 0. So I'll get 49 minus 4q is 0 or 4q is 49 or Q is 49 divided by 4. And this should be my A option. All right, pretty straightforward. And how we solve this question? That's how we solve this question. All right, guys. So let's look at this next question. It's sheer wordplay. Okay, 19 years from now, Jackson will be 3 times as old as Joseph, and Joseph is 3 years younger than Jackson. Using these two statements, we can find out the ages of Jackson and Joseph for sure. But the point is, we don't know Johnson's age. Johnson is a third person, right? Somebody else. And Johnson has not been mentioned anywhere in the above two statements. So I don't know Johnson's age. Since I don't know Johnson's age, nothing can be said about Johnson's and Joseph's age comparison. Answer is option D. All right, guys. So this is the one based on inequalities. It says 3m square minus 21m plus 30 would be less than 0. Now we just divide throughout by 3. We will have m square minus 7m plus 10 would be less than 0. Now, if you factorize this quadratic, I want two numbers whose sum is minus 7 and product is 10. Minus 2 and minus 5, right? So I can factorize this quadratic as m minus 2 into m minus 5 less than 0. Okay, now we have studied this in our course also, guys. Whenever a quadratic expression is less than 0, the value of the variable will lie in between the roots. So roots here are 2 and 5, and the variable here is m. M should lie in between the roots, and this is my C option. Okay, pretty straightforward question. That's how we do it. All right, another simple one. What I will do is, in this expression, I will substitute 55 as A and I will substitute 45 as B. So the expression would now become A cube plus B cube, right? 55 we are putting as A. So 55 cube will be A cube, and 45 we are putting it as B. So 45 cube will be B cube, divided by 55 square will be A square in the denominator, minus 55 into 45 is A into B in the denominator, plus 45 square will be B square in the denominator. Now, guys, notice that the numerator is A cube plus B cube. And for A cube plus B cube, we have an expansion. It is always A plus B into A square minus AB plus B square. In the denominator also, I have A square minus AB plus B square, right? So the two will get cancelled out. My final answer would be simply A plus B, or 55 plus 45. My answer would simply be 100. And that is the A option. So that's it for today. We will continue in the next video. And if you guys like my content, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to look at all these concepts and shortcuts in detail, you can check out the course link in the description. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.